Get ready for the action because we are diving straight into the news. We start with a huge recognition at the 2026 Medical Logistics Symposium, where Sonia Billups was honored with the Civilian Medical Equipment and Technology Professional of the Year award by Dr. Michael Magini's, Bureau of Medicine and Surgery Executive Director. Billups is being celebrated for her groundbreaking work advancing property management and technical support systems, which is seriously strengthening the accountability and readiness of equipment used in every expeditionary operation. This symposium is crucial for updating the entire medical logistics community on the fiscal year 2026 Navy Medicine Campaign Order and the Navy MEDLOG goal to build a logistics system that delivers ready operational units straight to support the naval strategy.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we are uncovering the deep financial mechanics behind global energy trade with a look at Venezuela's oil rebound. We explore why the movement of Venezuelan oil is less about physical barrels and everything to do with the legal and logistical achievement of making those barrels tradable. We break down how the system, involving contracts, documentation, and banking, is the true engine driving the petrodollar, and what this reveals about modern energy finance. Now let's shift gears to the digital economy, because Amazon just dropped a game-changing announcement that is shaking up the entire logistics world. Amazon has officially opened its entire supply chain, freight, distribution, fulfillment, and parcel shipping, to every single business, no matter the size. We look at how Amazon Supply Chain Services bundles capabilities previously separated into different programs, and how this move is creating a massive structural advantage for Amazon while sending shockwaves through the legacy carrier market. And finally, we close with a look at the backbone of military readiness as a Navy Cargo Handling Battalion 5 holds a major change of command. We follow CMDR, Mark D. Wilson as he assumes command, marking a critical transfer of leadership for this selective reserve unit specializing in worldwide rapid deployment logistics. Don't miss these crucial developments. Stay tuned for the full story. Portsmouth, VA. On May 4, 2026, Sonia Billups of the Navy Medicine Operational Training Command received the Civilian Medical Equipment and Technology Professional of the Year award during the 2026 Medical Logistics Symposium held aboard the Naval Medical Center, Portsmouth. The award was presented by Dr. Michael Magini's, Executive Director of the Bureau of Medicine and Surgery, BUMED. Billups was recognized for her significant contributions in advancing property management and technical support systems, which have been instrumental in strengthening the accountability and readiness of equipment utilized in expeditionary operations. The symposium served as a key forum for the Navy medicine logistics community to maintain a common operating picture and receive updates on the fiscal year 2026 Navy Medicine Campaign Order and the Navy MEDLOG goal. Developing a logistics system capable of delivering ready operational units to support naval strategy. Venezuela's recent surge in oil exports is signaling a critical shift in the global energy landscape, revealing that the true measure of supply is not geological reserves, but the operational integrity of the entire logistics and financial system. According to analysis, Venezuela's 14% rise in oil exports in April to 1.23 million barrels per day was less a sign of industry rebuilding and more a demonstration that the machinery required to make Venezuelan barrels tradable has been reactivated. The key takeaway is that market supply is a legal and logistical achievement. A barrel in the Orinoco Belt is geology. Market supply requires a complex chain involving valid contracts, documentation at terminals, insurance coverage, bank clearances, and refinery capability. Venezuela's experience underscores that reserves do not translate into dependable cash flow until the operating system that facilitates trade is functional. Crucially, the movement of oil is dependent on inputs like naphtha, which acts as the solvent necessary to process Venezuela's extra-heavy crude. The rebound is thus framed not as a return of lost barrels, but as a partial reconstruction of a supply chain, requiring repairs to rigs, functional terminals, enforceable contracts, and reliable power infrastructure. Downstream factors are equally vital. Venezuelan crude possesses a specific quality that makes it a sought-after feedstock for complex refineries, particularly along the U.S. Gulf Coast, which are equipped to handle heavier barrels. This positions Venezuelan crude as a specialized commodity for U.S. refiners and optionality for markets like India and Europe. Sanctions, in this context, are revealed to be mechanisms that reprice oil rather than eliminate it. While shadow fleets and intermediaries can move barrels, legal, compliant trade commands a higher valuation because it mitigates risks related to banking, insurance, and enforcement. The difference between a shadow barrel and a legally licensed barrel is the difference between a discounted commodity and one that can rebuild a balance sheet. This dynamic highlights the architecture of the petrodollar system. It is not just a pricing convention, but a permissions architecture centered on correspondent banking, insurance, and compliance. Venezuela's situation illustrates that access to the ledger, the ability to be legally financed, insured, and documented, is arguably more valuable than access to the physical field. For investors and energy markets, the message is clear. Sustained recovery demands more than just production increases. It requires capital discipline, technical reliability, transparent fiscal flows, and institutional trust. Venezuela can export more before it becomes fully investable. Ultimately, the story is one of modern sovereignty. The most valuable barrel is not just the one that can be pumped, but the one the global system is willing to believe. The shortest path from the Orinoco Belt to the world market runs through banks, insurers, and courts, demonstrating that in contemporary energy markets, ledgers run states. Amazon has launched Amazon Supply Chain Services, opening its entire logistics infrastructure, including freight, distribution, fulfillment, and parcel shipping, to all businesses. This move transforms the capacity previously used internally by Amazon sellers into a high-margin external revenue stream for any customer, from Shopify merchants to industrial suppliers. The announcement immediately sent shockwaves through the logistics sector. Amazon's stock surged to a 52-week intraday high of $278.56, while major carriers suffered significant declines, with FedEx dropping 7.4% and UPS falling 8.9%. Other logistics firms, including GXO Logistics and Forward Air, saw drops exceeding 10%, signaling a structural shift in market dynamics. Analysts view this as a fundamental, not tactical, change. The strategy leverages Amazon's existing $250 billion fixed-cost asset, turning unused capacity into profit. This mirrors the playbook of cloud computing, where Amazon built infrastructure for itself and monetized it externally, compounding the parent business's growth. Traditional carriers face a severe challenge because Amazon operates the network for its own demand, meaning the marginal cost of selling unused capacity is near zero. In contrast, legacy carriers must cover their entire fixed-cost stack on every shipment, creating a structural disadvantage. This dynamic is expected to intensify as Amazon's marginal cost advantage compounds. Carriers now face three difficult choices: compete on price and see margins erode, specialize in niche segments Amazon avoids, or pursue consolidation, with M&A activity anticipated in the latter half of 2026. Projections suggest significant financial upside for Amazon. If supply chain services mirrors the adoption curve seen by Oz, it could generate substantial operating income, with gross margins potentially rising from break-even in year 1 to 25–30% within 3 years, adding billions to annual operating income. Regulators are also watching closely, as running the dominant fulfillment stack for competitors has drawn attention in past antitrust cases, prompting expectations for scrutiny from the FTC and EU Competition Commission. The underlying thesis is that scale, capital, and proprietary data create a permanent competitive advantage, a dynamic accelerated by the shift toward artificial general intelligence, AGI. Amazon Supply Chain Services is presented as a prime example of this pattern, demonstrating how AGI lowers costs in routing, onboarding, pricing, and fraud prevention. Navy Cargo Handling Battalion 5 has officially concluded a period of leadership with a change of command ceremony held on May 4, 2026, at the Navy Expeditionary Logistics Group, NAVELSG, Cheatham Annex in Williamsburg, Virginia. Commander Mark D. Wilson assumed command of the battalion from Commander Kerry McCauley, marking the formal transfer of authority and responsibility. This transition follows a structured fleet-up model within the battalion, where executive officers serve for approximately 18 months before transitioning into commanding officer roles. Commander Wilson had previously served as the executive officer for NCHB 5 during this fleet-up phase. Addressing the occasion, Commander Wilson expressed gratitude to his predecessor, stating, "Thank you to CMDR McCauley for his leadership over the past 2 years. He has set this battalion up for continued success. I'm excited for the opportunity to continue to work with and lead the sailors of NAVELSG's best battalion." Navy Cargo Handling Battalion 5 is a selective reserve unit operating under the Navy Expeditionary Logistics Support Group. Based in Tacoma, Washington, the battalion specializes in worldwide, rapid deployment logistics, focusing on the critical functions of loading and offloading ships and aircraft across diverse operational environments. The ceremony highlighted the ongoing commitment of the unit to rapid deployment capabilities within the broader expeditionary logistics framework.